I began when you began in me. You the spark, and I the humble wick. But what wick creates candles? Again, nothing. Once again, I am left incomplete. The flame, gone. And the candle, an empty wax castle. Suddenly, you're beginning again. And thus I begin anew. Light forms endless circles.
Julian, shut up!
I have some more pretty good ones, if you're interested. Just saying. Just saying. Just spraying. Just praying. On my knees. In the dirt and the streets, where Mother Nature comes crawling out of her husk and perches herself on my shoulder, whispering in my ear, Julian, Julian, welcome to the world. The day has begun anew. And thus I see the world forming before my eyes, and I am amongst the willoughbys and the wallabies and the worms and the dirt and the beetles crawling under my skin.
Julian, I'm trying to work here. Can you be anywhere else?
I'm not even sure I'm here, Sean.
You're here. You are here.
I meant in a more cosmoliteral sense.
Julian, I know exactly what you meant. Leave now.
What if I'm a mouse? Quiet, in layman's terms.
I see that ending with a punch to your face, in layman's terms.
Hey, I need help.
You say that, Alex, but I know that you're just going to shoot down all of my ideas and write down your own.
Why does it matter whose ideas go into it? We're all writing the book.
You're not writing, you're Bibling.
It's called a Bible. You don't call it Bibling.
Well, shouldn't a Bible be something that's complete and useful?
It will be useful. Once we have a full picture of the background of every character and every scene in the book will write itself.
As exciting as it sounds to write 400 pages on every rock and tree in a fictional universe, I'm going to stick to the cover art, since people will actually see this.
That's the cover art. We don't even have a name for the book yet.
Well, once we have perfectly crafted cover art, the book will name itself.
Honestly, if I knew we were just going to waste time today...
Once we waste every single second of our time, the book will write itself.
Why does it say Captain Sean Pace? We decided Alexander.
Captain Sean Pace goes by Sean, but not to his crew. To them, he's just Captain.
I don't know what book Captain Sean Pace is from.
Neither do I. It hasn't written itself yet.
It's too early for cover art.
Well, it's too late for a Bible.
We need to be writing. That's what I'm trying to do.
Why are you getting onto me and not Julian? He's the one doing absolutely nothing.
Julian's at work.
No, he's a mouse.
What?
In layman's terms.
What? So we're all here then, and we're not writing.
I'm working on the cover art.
The book will write itself.
You're a mouse.
Your cover art is useless. You've got the wrong name on it.
Oh, do I?
You do.
Firstly, it does not. Secondly, I can easily change the name because I can easily change anything on here. Thirdly, I won't because all the things this says are the right things.
Incorrect.
You want this book written so bad? How about a challenge?
Sounds like you don't want to write this book.
Oh, I want to write it. I will write it. You write it first. We'll call Sean Alexander.
Who's Sean Alexander?
You're a mouse. Are you saying whoever writes this book first gets to name the captain?
Just chapter 2. Should write itself. Unless it's scared.
Oh, it isn't afraid of anything. Least of all you.
Should I remind you how to spell Sean?
I think it's spelled Alexander.
No. S-E-A-N.
I can do this. I can write this. Sean can't write this. I can write this. Sean can't write this. I can write this. Sean can't write this. I can write this.
You can write this.
I thought you were a mouse.
Not anymore. Now, I'm a bush baby.
Does that mean you're going to help me?
Does the bush baby help the baboon find the zoo? No. You're gonna have to find your own animal. I cannot guide you on this quest because I am not a quest guide.
Can you
I'm a
leave?
bush baby.
Why can't you help with this book?
I'm looking for a more inspired way to say I'm uninspired.
I don't think you're going to find it.
I'm uninspired.
Great. Well, I have to write this book by myself. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to pretend like I'm writing this book by myself.
I don't mind. I'm a bush baby.
No, I don't need this. I can just write. I can just write. I'm a brown bear. A brown bear can just write. A brown bear that can just write. After he's had his second cup of coffee.
You are a brown bear. Just right.
I'm starting to think I'm not a brown bear.
I tell you, you have to be inspired to write. Inspiration's a bumblebee. And you've got to be bumblebee honey, so you can attract a brood of bees.
Bees make honey. It's not bee bait.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I meant that you have to make inspiration. Just like a bumblebee makes honey.
I sincerely doubt you know a thing about how bees make honey.
It's just like how spiders make webs.
Nope.
Chapter 2.
No, you cannot have written this that fast.
Can't I?
You can't.
I can't?
Is somebody gonna read it?
No. No. No, no. This is all wrong. You don't even have Captain Pace finding Umbra on his ship. How is he supposed to get the rest of his crew without her? I mean, you've basically rewritten Chapter 1.
Well, maybe if I could take a look at our endless history books.
Did you need me to write it? Because I think technically, if I write Chapter 2 first, I win the contest to see who can write Chapter 2 first.
I don't need you to write anything for me. I just need to take a look at the notes.
Which
so
I wrote.
I need to see the notes so I can write it.
The notes which I wrote? The notes which I wrote?
So we reach an impasse. What is it, gentlemen, to write a thing? And who is supposed to have done the writing if both
We're all
of
three
you
supposed to be
are
writing it,
supposed to
Julian.
write it?
And I don't need the notes. I can remember.
Perfect. I'll just keep them then? I need them, but then they are my writing.
I can write this thing 10 times before you can write it once!
Sounds like you'll have to!
I'm not inspired by any of this.
I can't write here. Need to clear my head.
You forgot your laptop.
I said I'm gonna clear my head.
You said you can't write here. But if your laptop is here, then you can't really write anywhere else.
Shut up, Julian.
Captain Pace is on the ship. She's already on the ship? Oh, I keep notes. Think like Julian. Okay, think like Alex. Think like Alex. Don't think like Alex. Don't think like Alex. Think like Sean. What would Sean do? What would Sean do? I know exactly what Sean would do.
Bingo. Rad. Resplendence. Replica. Replication. Replication. Replicatory. Regiment. So he returns.
I can't do this. I can't just write. I honestly envy you sometimes.
It's pretty great being a stalwart oxen, but we need to eat too, which is why we have rats. It's a barbaric and delicate balance that guides artistry.
I swear, if you just metaphored yourself into a genius that eats weaker artists, I'm gonna kill you.
How many pages do you have?
Can we just skip to the part where we read yours and they're all wrong?
Oh, they're not wrong at all. In fact, they follow chapter 1 perfectly.
I highly doubt that.
You can't, because I have chapter 1 right here.
You have chapter 1.
What do you do when you can't read chapter 1? You write it. What I have here is chapter 1 and chapter 2.
You can't just rewrite chapter 1 without me.
You wouldn't let me read the notes, so I rewrote it. And it is the best story that will ever be told about Captain Sean Pace.
And it's the only story that will ever be told about Captain Sean Pace. And it doesn't count because you're throwing this out.
No.
You can't just rewrite chapter 1 without us.
I wrote it. His name is Sean.
You wrote chapter 2, but not for this book.
I wrote it. Sean, I'm the captain now.
You're not the captain now because it doesn't count. And I'm gonna win because I'm gonna write it.
Why must we be so this way about things?
We can't always just sit around and do nothing all day, Julian. Somebody has to write this book.
I write it. I wrote it. I wrote the book. I wrote chapter 2.
You haven't done anything today.
I did a thing. I wrote chapter 2.
You didn't write chapter 2. You've been here looking like an old pillow all day.
I got inspired after you left. I wrote chapter 2.
Then how come you still look like a coma patient?
The point is, I guess, I win the race.
What is that?
Is that a bag of leaves?
Yes, and it's chapter 2.
It's a bag of leaves.
It's a bag of leaves and it's chapter 2. I wrote it on leaves, okay?
How am I supposed to read this? What? Julian, this is actually good.
But we'd have to cut about half of this flowery dialogue. It isn't finished.
Yeah, but he wrote it. Julian, why did you do nothing all day if you were going to do something today?
But he doesn't win. We have to edit this.
John, he does win. He wrote it. It's good.
Okay, fine. So I guess we're leaving the fate of our story in the hands of Julian. What, O wise and pretentious one, should be our hero's name?
I was thinking something like Captain Pace.
Captain Pace. Great. We need a first name.
I can't think of anything.
You have to do it again. Just over the thing. Yeah. That's probably what I'll use. One more?
No.
Completely unusable. I might use that.